hello. Welcome back to yet another episode of the Adulting Podcast, the podcast you didn't know you needed. I am your host, Kalvizo Genapalesa, Spura Maluda God. And who's God? Jesus is God. I'm not writing solo dolo. I have with me my co-host, Kalvizo Gonama.
Kalivitso kina not another Masego. It's a Period.
Co-host, someone in the building.
Oh.
There's a guest. So, someone in the building we have, he's not new to your screens. He's not new to your ears. Voiceover artist, presenter, MC. So, he is based in Johannesburg and has carved out a space where presence meets performance, right? Whether on the mic, on the stage, or in front of the camera, he is the voice behind the Summers, Channel O's, Club Bangers, VOW FM, and as a presenter, he mixes instinct, polish, and fun, as seen on Creative Corner, whilst being the energy on stage at COTTONFEST, Balcony Mix, and some of SA's biggest nightclubs like Drama, Montana, Louis. I pronounce it right, né? Louis, yeah. Hey, just to make sure. He's worked with powerful brands like Maynard, VODACOM, and he's emceed events like the FNB VARSITY CUP, Black Evo Cup, got voiceovers for brands like Andy, Meta, Standard Bank, just to name a few. Bri, you've been busy. Let's give a warm round of applause to
Mmambo,
the voice of God. Hi, Mama. How are you?
I'm good. How you doing,
I'm
brother?
doing good. I love that. It's
Hey, how
called
you doing, Marcelo? Lovely.
It's called an MC tag, ne?
What? The one that I said?
Yeah. What is it?
Maybe not an MC tag. It's my tag, though.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Mambo.
That's my tag.
Have you Gatekeeping? Have you bought it? Do you own the name?
You know another Mmambo? The voice of God?
But did you
Own it.
Look, I don't know how necessary that is at this stage. I mean, Mmambo is my actual name. The voice of God is a title. And, you know, so if I need to at some point, well, you're actually making me think, eh?
Because imagine a Standard Bank saying, listen, we want that tagline of yours. Okay, but you can now earn money for just saying it.
You guys might be putting me on game. I hadn't even thought about it that far.
Hey, yo, voice of God is powerful.
Podcast, yeah.
It's
Before
mad
we
powerful.
go any further, I want us to play a little game. All right.
Period.
So this game is called The Voice of God.
Okay.
So now we're gonna give you scenarios. I'm gonna give you one. She's gonna give you one.
Sure.
And then you respond to the scenario. However, the voice of God, the voice of reason, would respond. But there's a catch.
Cool.
So we know that you are a voiceover artist.
Yes.
So you're gonna have to pick a paper, any paper from here.
Okay.
You respond however you respond, but the tone and the style in which you respond is dependent on which paper that you choose.
Interesting.
Very interesting, right? Are you ready to begin the scenario?
Right, cool, sure.
All right, so I'll go first.
Okay, shine.
Mambo,
Yeah.
a powerful Miss Executive hints at a career-making festival MCK. After inviting you,
This is going.
after inviting you to a late night networking meeting.
Yeah.
She emphasizes discretion and suggests this unique opportunity needs alignment beyond just talent.
Yeah.
The rewards are huge. How do you explore this without compromising yourself?
So
Choose.
repeat the last part
How do you compromise?
before the compromise.
The rewards.
Yeah.
The rewards are huge.
If I do what? I just heard discreet, like.
So usisi ufuna
Uda.
Unenkinga lo sisi. Uthi nguthi
Unama
yes.
opportunities.
mara ukuthi uresponde.
Okay.
Ngifuna ukhethe then so
Respond.
Alright, so I pick any. Ne?
yes. So
Eeny, meeny, miny. Okay.
it's okay. So the question is, how do you explore this without compromising yourself?
Yeah. Maybe read first what it says there.
So it says grumpy next door neighbor.
All right.
Yes.
And
So
then give us.
So vocal, your voiceover artist, that's your character, but Mambo's response.
So you want me to voice artists perform
Yes.
how a grumpy next door neighbor would respond to this?
No, you responding, but in that voice, that character.
So you are
Does that make
responding
sense?
to what Balisa read to
Nah,
you?
but I hate how people always want things about me, want things from me. They want to
Hi,
ask me to do
Botobi.
things.
Mara oko podcasting. Ke
But yeah, this is how I am every day. Broadcasting at home, I'm grumpy.
You grumpy? We didn't know that.
I'm very grumpy. Like, this is me. Now they're asking me to do more things that I'm not supposed to do for position.
No, but I think Honali disconnect because
Okay.
what you're doing is you're playing a character, right?
Mm-hmm.
Heightened grumpy. Don't think of Mambo. Think of the neighbor.
No, Mambo's not grumpy at all. I'm being the
Exactly.
neighbor.
So play. Give us the character, Mambo. Don't complicate. Our Mambo.
How- what is-
Okay,
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 what is it
okay.
that I
First, you
make now?
haven't answered the
You
question.
haven't answered the question. Okay, so the game, well, you don't want to play the game the way you want to play the game.
Okay, tell
So,
me. Maybe I'm confused.
Respond.
I think,
Respond
yeah.
to the situation, the scenario, how you would respond.
Oh.
Your answer, your response, how would you go about it without compromising yourself? However Mambo would respond, just with a different voice.
Of a grumpy next door neighbor.
Yes.
Absolutely, you got it.
No, sis, we are promises as powerful, but
Bro, how am I supposed to make my voice sound? Like,
You.
I'm gonna
Vote
give you.
for
I'm gonna
artist.
give you a countdown. Your voice for artist. We
sharp.
5.
putting on your spot. 4, 3, 2.
No, the problem with all these people is that they always just want me to do things. Like, now I need to sacrifice my own dignity in order to move forward.
Absolutely.
That's not the type of person that I am, you know. You should take me out to dinner first, and then you can ask me to do the. I'm kidding. That's not gonna happen at all.
You would turn it down. The
Yeah.
rewards are huge. Emphasis.
Yeah, like it will never stop. It'll just never stop.
that's facts. It will never stop.
It'll never stop. Plus, I believe in my ability to be able to get to
Self-
where I need to get to without having to do any weird schmucky stuff.
Oh, grumpy next door neighbor.
What if he left base resonance in anything? We'll give him. Let's rate it. How much do we give him? So that
You know
after
what?
pressure for the next one.
Okay, rate me. Rate
Yeah,
me.
out of 10, show me what.
Rate
how
me.
much do you give Mambo the voice? Good. Out of 10. Pass it.
La, 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 la.
No, thing is, Mambo.
When you point one finger at somebody,
Hey.
5 fingers are pointing back at you.
All right.
So that 5 out of 10 is for your question. Get it down.
Okay.
Let
I
me
got
try
25.
it with my scenario.
Okay.
Maybe
I'm
I
just
pay.
kidding.
I'm more rated.
I pay.
Cool.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay.
Go by effort, though, not get happy. As
I'll do my
voiceover
best.
artist.
I'll
By
listen
the
to
way,
my
you
best.
have an amazing tone. Like, yeah, we
Very
don't talk.
powerful.
Okay, I get
Thank
it.
you. Thank you very
No, like,
much.
I get it. Lynn,
Voice
like,
over like I
So, okay, so scenario number 2,
Yeah.
right? Mambo, right? A powerful Miss Executive.
Ow. This is why it's 5 out of 10. Yabona mos.
This exact uyakufuna.
Ne?
Usho uyakufuna. Okay, singimyeni.
Akangidm. Kidding.
Okay, so Mambo, at this point of your career, right? Hectic. You and your girlfriend find out.
Ask the question, sister.
I'm just making sure so that I know if it's gonna touch or not. At this point of your career, you and your girlfriend find out you are pregnant. Né? What are you doing? Respond. So that's your response. You're responding to the scenario. And then, okay,
Well, I'd obviously have to lose weight because I can't get pregnant. So it means that, like,
as
my
a
umkhaba
couple,
wami
you
has- Oh,
We don't say
alright,
that
I get
she's
it.
pregnant alone.
You say we.
No, exactly.
Okay,
We,
okay.
So whatever you
First of all, why is ngakashadi?
Aye, Mambo, Mambo also.
Yes, answer point.
Cool.
No.
Put this one
What are
down.
you doing? Let's see.
High-pitched Caucasian snobbish girl.
Yee, what are you doing? What are you doing, Karen? What are you doing, Karen?
So I find out we are pregnant, and what's my reaction?
Yeah.
What-
At this
what are you
moment
doing?
in your career. at this
What are you
point
doing?
in
What's
your
the decision?
Oh my God, I'm kind of like not really ready for this, but like I feel like this is a wonderful step forward, and like maybe like it's a gift from God, and like I don't know, I don't really believe in like the A word, so we definitely can't do the A word, but like maybe we like keep it.
I
Like,
say
keep
10
it.
out of 10 for that.
10 out of 10.
I'll give you 8. There's always room for improvement, but shine.
Nah, you're just hating on a young, black, successful
Man.
you know, with a Caucasian, high-pitched voice.
Oh, crazy. So now, back to it. We played games. Mmambo is
Welcome
a voiceover
to the
artist.
space.
Welcome to the space.
Yeah.
Better and stuff. So now I want to know from you guys, have you ever been at an event or just outside and the MC is boring? The MC, we are utulela, right? And like, why are you sleeping as an MC? But Mmambo is not that, right? Mmambo, I want to know how is it that you're able to keep the crowd alive from beginning to end? So on Thursday, I was at drama. Mmambo literally kept us alive from beginning to end. Like when I say from beginning to end,
Where's the
even though
God?
Atula, it makes sense for Ukuli. So how do you do it?
That's crazy. That's such a great compliment. Thank you very much. It was such a great time having you out on drama on Thursday too. You know, I take my work very seriously. I enjoy my work. I'm grateful for the opportunity to be in the spaces that I am, to occupy the positions that I do. So I try to invest a lot of time, effort, and energy into being it. You know, once upon a time, I was not as polished as I am now, and I'm still, you know, upskilling and getting better, learning and growing. But there's definitely been a lot of growth. I've tried to analyze people in the game who I felt made me feel a particular way, you know. And excuse me, I think most importantly is I've had really good people around who have been able to point me in the right direction when it comes to understanding what it means to be an MC. You know, so shout out to those influencers. Shout out to Diego at Drama as well for the opportunity. Who opened that door for me, and he's been a big source of support in terms of growing, as well as the influencers there. The MC was there before me and is still there, Adam D, the biggest hype man in Africa, one half of the incredible. Shout out to my dog. I learned a lot from him as well, and I just continue to do the same till today.
Speak on that. So briefly, how I met Mmambo. We met through a mutual friend.
No, let's see if you remember. I know exactly how we met.
It sounds like a bumper.
This was near the auditorium at the Wits campus.
Okay, on campus.
No, it's a friend. Okay, from what I remember, mutual friend was like, if this was wrong.
No, this is a step more than like, you're making this up, bruh.
Bro, was another friend that introduced
We
us?
never met at Wits. We didn't meet at
We
Wits.
met at Wits, bro. You're
No.
wearing a white.
She's even saying what I was
Mama was
wearing.
wearing a white top and brown pants.
Oh,
Literally.
Which
and
one,
she
babe?
can't say your life.
I don't even know.
No.
And my friend, because I don't know, a friend of mine knew that I wanted to start my presenting career and my MCing career, and introduced me to you. And then we spoke, and then you're like, "What do you want to do?" And then I told you what I want to do.
I set up that meeting with you. I set up a meeting with you to find out what it is you wanted to do and like where your head was. That's after we met for the first time. And then I got to see what you do a little bit, and we had, you know, we talked. Can I tell you where we met?
Maybe tell her because.
Should I tell the story? Okay,
the
in short,
story.
we
Give
met
us.
at an IEB marking end of year.
That's wild.
Yeah.
That's the one where you mark and then get paid for it.
Yeah, where you marking.
That is wild. I love
Excuse me.
that. That's
Yeah.
such a dope story.
That's where we met. So
That's crazy.
So for a week, no, because that happens for like.
no, not really.
We met on the last day.
Yeah, last day or
Okay,
something, you know.
Okay, that's so dope,
That's crazy.
guys.
Anyway,
Kalani Kudla, wow, hey.
excuse
That's
for
all right.
forgetting. But anyway, so Mmambo one time went to Zouk.
Yes.
He went to Zouk, and Mmambo was the MC. And at the time, being such a magic but then Benny. And Mmambo knew that I like dancing. He's like, come on stage and dance. I'm like, hey, but I was ready, so I was like, okay, let's go. But I was like, hey, but I don't want to make a mistake. Mmambo literally MC'd. I had to dance, like on the spot. You understand?
Love
and for
it.
me, I feel like it's beautiful to see that you are also growing in your brand and the work that you do, but
Yeah.
you're also willing to put people on and help
Yeah.
people how you can. So I want to ask that,
Yeah.
where does that come from? Like wanting to help people, because most people gatekeep honestly in the industry. If we're being honest.
And it's a lot of energy. Like that's a decision.
I can understand that, and I'll start by saying, for the people who gatekeep, whether it's from a negative position or like resource scarcity in your mind, I understand where it comes from many perspectives. Number one, you fight really hard for what you have, so you try to protect it. Number two, you are worried about like people outdoing you and then you losing your spot, losing a source of income, so forth and so on. So it comes from a very protectionist mindset, and like I get it from that point of view. At the same time, I think a higher level is breaking beyond that ceiling, and coming into a mindset of abundance.
Absolutely.
To know that like there's space for everyone, there's space for everyone can survive, everyone can eat, and you have to fight for that mindset. So I've not done as much as I have wanted to. I think it's just been a consequence of me living and breathing in the space, meeting dope, talented people like yourself, having access to the things that I do, and like wanting for us to do something together. I also believe in people. I really believe in people. I believe in people because I believe God believes in people. So I want to reflect God's heart as much as I can to the world.
Speaking of God, where did the voice of God come from?
Longish story, but very interesting. So the voice of God is a title, essentially. I know some people get offended at me calling myself the voice of God, but I promise you there's no, because they think it's blasphemous. And that's the furthest. Yeah, exactly.
What does blasphemy? What does that mean?
Like I'm profaning the name of God. I'm using God's name in vain.
Hectic.
And it's like, first of all,
that's wild.
I'm actually going to start from the actual feeling, which is to try and teach people. God is not an egotistical person. God is very self-secure. I promise you there's nothing you can do to offend God. You are finite and God is infinite. Nonetheless, that aside, I have meant no offense in the voice of God. It's something to celebrate for me. So the voice of God is a title. Some of you might know the voice of God is the voice that you would hear at a concert or a live showing or something. It's the voice that you hear but you don't see. So think of like a big concert where Oprah Winfrey is going to be welcome to speak, and the voice would be like, "Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage Oprah Winfrey." And there's an MC. The MC does the MC, but that person is called the voice of God. So
is it like an actual? Are you
it's a title.
It's an actual.
Yeah, it's a job. It's a title like teacher.
Interesting.
Like
I don't know.
I did not.
doctor. It's a title. That's what the voice of God is. That person is called the voice of God.
So it's a job like contacting.
Yes, like who's going to be the voice of God for this?
For tonight.
So, for example, for the Summers, although it was a little different, you could see her, but on screen, Zanele Patela was the voice of God for the Summers. But you could see her, but not in person. But generally, like a voice of God is the voice.
Imaginary voice.
Exactly, that's what you know.
So I applied.
Yeah, I applied to be the voice of God at a concert, the VITS 100 concert in 2022. After the Dean of Student Affairs, Jerome September, spoke about how we're going to be doing this big concert to celebrate 100 years at the university. And I was a couple months into my career as a voiceover artist. And I said, I'm going to grab this opportunity. I'm going to grab this opportunity. I'm going to try apply to be the voice of God for the concert because it sounded like it was that level of production. So I wrote and I had a proposal that I wrote.
That is so dope.
And then I said, I applied. I said, I would like to be, my name is Mmambo, everything. I'd like to be the voice of God for this concert. Long story short, it was many months between my initial proposal and the concert happening eventually. And they just kept on bouncing me and telling me how like, okay, we're not yet in the planning phase. We'll let you know. We'll let you know. And then closer to the time, they asked me, they're like, we're not sure if we're going to need a voiceover artist. Can you MC though? I'd never MC'd at that
No
time.
way!
Never. I didn't MC.
Crazy.
I'd never MC'd, and I was like, yeah.
Let's go!
I can MC, I most definitely can.
crazy.
But I'd never MC'd before, but I said that I could. Because I believed that I could. And the possibility of doing that sort of thing was sort of opening up for me. So a lot closer to the time, maybe a week or two before the actual concert, when I was meeting some of the people responsible, including the Dean of Student Affairs, he told them like, oh, here's Mmambo's going to be one of the MC. He's the voice of God, saying it like a name. And I was like, okay, well, it's not my name.
There's something in the wall.
No, at the time I didn't. I felt very weird about it. I'm like, no, that's not my name. Like, that's weird. Like, I'm not going to call myself that, Only for it to kind of stick. So like Simon B, shout out Simon B. I was emceeing with him at the VIT 100 festival, and he kept on referring to me as the voice of God, voice of God. So I had to say,
Mmambo is yours.
yeah. So I just had to say, okay, some of you, my name is Mmambo. Some of you might know me as the voice of God, but after a while, especially when I started working the club, I owned it and it stuck.
Took it and
You know, and you know, I believe in the power of names, and I'm grateful
Absolutely.
that a name so powerful and very aligned with me as a person and my actual name, you know, came to me. I accept it.
And kind of like your journey, like how you paving your journey. Like
Yeah.
you kind of, for the fact that you acknowledge that it's like this whole thing, mindset, abundance, and putting people on. It's part of like,
Yeah.
it's been a part of your journey, and that's very godly. Like not godly like when but like
Agreed.
it aligns with.
And I think we need to own that. Like, we
Yeah.
need to own the fact that, at least in my school of thought, the divine reveals himself, herself, itself. God is really gender neutral, but that's not meant to be a political discussion. The divine reveals itself in humanity.
Yes.
So
it
we shouldn't be
exists
scared to
with
own
us.
that. Like your first point of contact for experiencing God will be in another person.
Yes.
You know.
Love.
So like don't be run away from that.
I love that, man. That's so powerful,
So-
Mmambo.
Thanks.
I want to know, so the brands you've worked with,
Yep.
voiceover, emceeing, presenting, and in this case, you wrote a proposal. I want to know, how do you get to work with these events? Do you have to be like in an agency? Let's say there's another Mambo that wants to come up in the industry.
Yeah.
Obviously, they're not gonna be like you, but they want to know, how do I get to where Mambo is, or kind of build up? Should I join an agency, a voiceover company?
First of all, it's kind of ridiculous that I'm being spoken about in those terms because I'm just the guy trying his best. But
But
we're
you're doing good.
No, we're thankful. It means that we're doing good and there's been progress. I think most importantly, you need to really want the thing. Desire is what opens up avenues, whether it'll be an agency or you doing things by yourself.
I would
but
buy
like,
that T-shirt.
Yeah. That's a bar, write it down.
That's a bar right there.
But yeah, like desire is what opens you up to the possibility of like greatness happening in your life. And then every other force can collaborate in order to take you where you need to be. So like, there was no agency involved in a lot of the things that I did. It was just me asking, who's this person who is responsible for this? Who can I speak to? How can I improve?
It's your agency.
upgrade?
It's
Yeah.
what
Your
your
agency.
personal.
You know, yes,
But you
and
apply.
exactly. And the lovely thing is when you're in motion like that and doing things, people see it, and people want to help you. Yeah, people come to you. People want to help. People want to
Things
give
open
support.
up.
Things open up like that. So
Powerful.
yeah.
Powerful. Go upstairs. So I don't know. We're almost out of time. I want to know any 3 challenges that you've gone through or experiences that you think you didn't have to go through.
I come from a background that instilled a lot of confidence in me. My mom made it a point to make sure that I believed that I was special. My grandparents made it a point to reinforce that in direct and indirect ways too. So I've always believed that I was special, and I still believe that very much. But living in the world, you will have your beliefs tested, even your beliefs about yourself.
Yeah.
And you need to see how they reign true in different seasons at different times. So one of the challenges that I faced was I had a long season in my childhood where I was at the forefront of things. I excelled academically, sports-wise, so like in that sort of thing.
That
And when
guy.
and then when I came into university, all of that
That
changed.
changed.
And it changed for a very long time from the very beginning. And I just learned how, you need to spend time working the soil, being able to plant again. And you need to spend time doing like that labor so that you can appreciate when you're able to make it forward, when you are excelling and that sort of thing, and you can be helpful to other people. You're able to direct the way, like how to get to places that they want to go, So that's one challenge. Another challenge is just...
Sorry, I just want to clarify. So are you saying working the soil is the challenge? What in what you just said, which part
is
The challenge was fighting for my belief of self.
sharp. Okay.
Fighting for my
Got you.
self-concept. And it's still something that I'm doing now.
Yeah.
You know, because you'll have proof of concept, and then will you still believe that you are who you think you are when there's nothing to show for it?
Yeah.
And doesn't mean that there's nothing, it just means it's like a seed
It's
buried
still-
under the ground,
yeah,
you know?
still-
There's
still
something coming
coming.
later. Yeah, that's a big one. Another one is just like boundaries. I am a really giving person. I really like to give of myself in a self-sacrificial way because I believe that's true leadership. But then I had to work out when to say no.
The
You know,
balance.
yeah, when to focus on me for my benefit and therefore the benefit of others at a later stage. And it's just the third one is just silencing the voices of disbelief in your head,
That's-
you know,
Because they can be
That's-
loud.
Biggest conflict is with yourself.
in many ways.
But I
like-
think it's such a powerful thing that even with your name, in a way, you fought so many battles already by just
I agree.
naming yourself. Because you've adorned the strength, you know, to shut those damn different
Agreed.
voices and fears and whatever.
Siyakuthanda, yazi Mmambo
Usalifile.
Mambo
Thank you, Jerome.
siyakuthanda.
Hey, shout out to Jerome.
No, and I always tell him that I'm like, I have a story to tell you one day, but it's not yet time. But I'll tell you the story.
Nice.
Stay tuned.
Before we wrap it up, you let's go Mambo gore. You know, I think the biggest takeaway from me, from Mambo is believe in yourself.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
my biggest takeaway. Believe in yourself. Silence everything else. It's you versus you. Essentially, that's my biggest takeaway. And from you, before we wrap it up,
Sure, there's so many things, and I think
Sure.
it's so cool how it's dope to have spaces like this because you also realize some things you think about in your head, and you think you kind of meet people who have lived and embodied that. Like
Yeah.
the whole concept of seeding, like working on your little garden and making sure that even though hauna tamati or something that's showing it's there, it's
Yeah.
coming, you know, and being really patient. But also, I think something that I would like for even the viewers to take away is you really need to put yourself out there. Like, we all don't know what we're doing,
Yeah.
and the world believes whatever you think you are. Do you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, for the fact that you were like, say, this is an opportunity, you know, in a space where you don't know MCing, you don't know voice of God, but you know that
Yeah.
that's what you want to do. You put yourself out there. People believe you, bro. Like,
Yeah.
if you put yourself out there, people will believe you. And I think that's so powerful. I think we should all run with that in different capacities because it looks like many things. But yeah, no, very inspiring, bro. I just met you and I'm so excited to
Thank
see
you.
flourish. Because it's
and-
like, guys, I literally met Mmambo. When was it? Thursday. Last week, Thursday. We were
Friday.
at. Sharp. Last week, Friday, we are at a gig. I'm doing my podcast thing. They say there's an MC. MC Kemang. Mmambo. And I'm like, oh, okay. And I'm like, that's catchy, you know. Do I not see him on my Instagram, mom? And I'm like, but don't get this guy.
yeah.
My friend goes, Chummy, we're having an interview with Mmambo, voice of God. So
Good.
I love it. I love
Mama's
it.
been-
Go.
That's
I'm
good.
so
Thank
excited
you.
to see
Thank
how you
you.
flourish. Shine.
Thank you.
What?
Thank you so
Shine.
much.
can we expect from you, Mambo? What are you working on? Your stove.
What are you cooking?
What can we expect?
Yeah, you know, we in the pot, baby. We cooking in the
Let's
kitchen right
go.
now. You know what I'm
Let's
saying?
go.
We in the kitchen cooking. Look, one of the things that I'm working on right now is myself. I'm working on myself. I'm working on my garden. And the message from within is that I am a genius level ideator. I need to believe in my ideas because my ideas will service me and service people. So I'm working on getting a lot of my ideas and concepts out. I have something exciting coming out at the end of this month, beginning of June. It's going to be a monthly drop. Looks something that I want to shift the culture with, that I want to use as a nice visual journey. It's going to be very aesthetic, very creative. I'm working with some cool creatives on it. You'll get to meet them. We just wrapped up Club Bangers, the show on Channel O. You want to check that out. I just actually
on.
voiced the last episode today.
Oh, nice.
Thank you for that opportunity. Later on this year, we are definitely going to continue to be in the clubs, making you guys groove and dance. And we're working on getting me into more spaces too. So you're gonna see a lot more of my
Nice.
face, a
Only
lot
the
more of my
beginning.
voice, and yeah, we're grateful.
Grateful, 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 grateful. We're grateful.
Unfortunately, that's the
It's
end of the
Sabah,
episode.
dog.
Yes, Mmambo, it's can't, but it's one day is fine. But thank you so much for joining us. It was very, I've learned a lot, and I think the viewers at home have learned a lot. Yeah, man, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Are we
thank
not
you
doing
for
the
having me.
sentence
Don't
game?
forget to like, comment, subscribe. Inking what's his cards and feds.
Just the sentence.
Inking what's his
It's in that game in.
Just the sentence. Okay, abafuni. Abafuni.
Abafu.
Heartbreaking.
The voice of God is the sentence.
You know
The
what I'm
voice
saying?
of
Listen
God
to
is
it.
the sent.
Shine.
All right, but it's
We can't again.
Hey,
Okay,
it's
I
another
fought.
game, you know.
I fought.
So basically, the game is
Sibonga my producer.
I'm a
Thanks.
producer.
Thank you
so
so
this is the word of the
much.
day, and so we're gonna build a sentence. I'm gonna start the sentence. The industry is. You say a word. You say a word. I say a word. We're gonna build it. Build it. Build it. Build it. Build it. Build it. Build
Oh,
it.
that sounds fun.
The time is up, or until we feel like we've reached the end.
Cool.
Shine.
Are we ready?
Shine.
3, 2, 1. The industry is
Nice.
And
you
Need
to
find
your
self
before
you
go
to
a
point
of
depression.
real.
Mm-mm.
Oh, I about the real. Depression. because
they
Will
eat
you
alive.
if
you
Don't
kapela.
and
make
Sure.
you
protect
Yourself.
by
protecting.
Shit, I've got 2 words.
Out.
Got it.
that's the end. So
Ito
the
is-
word of the day is
Make sure you don't you kapel. Ungabi depressed.
Ungabi depressed.
Protect yourself
Come
by
on.
protecting yourself.
Come on.
all right. The word of the day is the industry is nice and new, and you need to find yourself before you go to. Okay, let me repeat that again. The industry is nice and new, and you need to find yourself before you go to a point of depression because they will eat you alive if you don't. And make sure you protect yourself by protecting.
You know, it's very interesting actually. This is cool. This is super cool.